basketball preseason poll was released all the way back on November 4th, 2019. There was nothing to split the two teams at the top. And 3 months and 8 conference games later, there is still nothing to split the Babson Beavers and the Springfield Pride. Hello everyone, Tyler Davey welcoming you inside Stocky Gymnasium for a battle of first place in the regular season crown of the NEWMAC Conference. Springfield 17-6 overall, 8-0 in conference play. Babson 16-7. At that same mark, both teams come in riding 8-game win streaks. Something's got to give tonight. And it's Taylor Hall with an early bucket for Springfield. Starting 5 for the Pride, it's Emily Jake, Stephanie Lyons, Sam Horahan, Alex Gosselin, and Taylor Hall, who you just met. For Babson, it's Megan Bowman, Emily Bonifasic, Catherine Tamilionis, Nicole Hiller, and Jacqueline Josephic. Tamilionis gets her own rebound. Didn't have the angle. She hit the bottom of the backboard. Tamilionis loves taking on these Pride. Averaging 17 points per game over her career. Taking on Springfield, including 19 in the last matchup. Emily Jakes gets a bucket, 4-0 early lead for Springfield. Tamilionis starting to find her stride, shooting 56% over the last 5. Josephic tests a 3 from the top. It's off to the left. One and done. These are 2 of the top 3 rebounding teams in the conference. Babson second in rebounding and rebounding margin. Springfield in third of both of those. And it's Springfield with the early advantage. Driving middle, it's Jakes, a kick out for Stephanie Lyons, sophomore from Boston. Lyons didn't start any of the first 7 games of the year. Here's Jakes pull up from the free throw line, and she drains it 6-0 Springfield. Jakes with 4 points coming off a double-double performance in the comeback win against MIT. 20 points and a career-high 13 rebounds for the senior. Megan Bowman gets the scoring going for Babson. Straightaway 3. The star-studded freshman that leads conference rookies in scoring and assists. Bowman did not play in the last game against Mount Holyoke. That was a blowout victory for Babson, 104-33. As Stephanie Lyons chips in, 5-point lead to the Pride. It's been a fast start for Springfield. Tamilionis drives all the way through, uncontested, the dribble penetration. It's back to a 3-point game, 8-5. Tamilionis' career game 98 for her in her 74th start. Taylor Hall misfiring on a pass underneath, and Nicole Hiller is able to pick it up and hand off to Tamilionis. Tamilionis runs the offense. Step back, thought about the shot from the free throw line, said it's Bonifasic, the reigning conference offensive player of the week, averaged 16.7 points per game. And a tick under 7 rebounds per game over the last 2 Babson wins. But in that last win for Babson, they were to unload the bench, and there's Tamilionis continuing her hot streak against these Pride. It's now a 1-point game. Running the point, it's Alex Gosselin. Gosselin, the 16th player in Springfield history to score 1,000 points. It was 1187 for her career. Jakes, extra pass to the corner. Lyons, the 3, went in and out. And Tamilionis takes down the long rebound. Able to absorb the back pressure from Taylor Hall. Bonifasic all the way through, drew contact on Jakes, and she'll head to the line for 2 of her own. From that win against Mount Holyoke, a 71-point victory for Babson. 70 points in the paint, 60 bench points, and 51 points off of turnovers. Bonifasic, a 64% free throw shooter on the year. She's perfect on the first, coming off an 18-point performance. Also chipped in 6 rebounds and 4 assists. So everyone's stuffing the stat sheet. Too strong in the second. She went in clamoring for the rebound, but Hall was there. Hall has started the last 16 games, make it 17 now, after not starting any of the first 7. Springfield's last game, they trailed by 10 points against MIT with 8:43 remaining. They would climb all the way back. They outscored MIT 28-13 in the fourth quarter. Again, Bowman, her pass over to Tamaleonis, who was nudged aside by Stephanie Lyons with a call for the shove. Second team foul on Springfield in this first quarter. 5:57 left in the first. All knotted up at 8. It was Springfield that got off to a quick start of our first substitution of the game as Lauren Rudolph checks in to replace Sam Horahan, who was quiet for the opening 4 minutes. Tamaleonis attacking the zone defense. Curls back up on a Fosich, had her pocket picked by Hall. And here comes transition the other way. Rudolph give off to Lyons. Rudolph has started 6 of the last 9 games, comes off the bench today. Gosselin through traffic, step back jumper. It's no good, and a combination of Hiller and Bowman there for the rebound. Bowman finds a streaking Bonifasic. Now Bowman, her vision is incredible, and her feel for the game is supreme for a first-year player, playing well above her age, averaging 12.7 points per game and 3.5 assists per. First lead for Babson. This pass stripped away, and Shea Galetta will be the first sub for Babson, taking the place of Nicole Hiller. Galetta had started 5 straight games from December 6th to January 5th. She's been a key piece off the bench, averaging 4 points and 4 rebounds. Gosselin, the offensive player of the week back on January 21st. Defensive player of the week back in November. And her runner falls, and we're even at 10 with just under 5 minutes left in a fast-paced first quarter. And Leonis draws contact. It'll be a block on Stephanie Lyons already. Her second personal, and the team's third. Jade Perry will take the place of Jacqueline Josephic. Got to think Lyons is coming out, and that's the situation. Grace Zindelet will take her spot. Zindelet, one of her best games of the year against Babson back on January 11th. Tamaleonis, 75% free throw shooter, makes the first. Babson regains the lead. Second one rattled around, did not fall into the hands of Emily Jakes. These two teams met up in a non-conference matchup back on January 11th at Springfield. It was a 64-52 win for Babson. Shot from the corner, well long from Zindelet. Ryan chases down the rebound, and a blatant travel there by Gosselin. Got stuck in no man's land, didn't know whether to pass or dribble. Here's Jade Perry. Perry averaging 7.2 points per game over the last 6. She has really found her game as of late. The freshman from Auburn, Maine. Had 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals in the game against Mount Holyoke. Shea Galetta trying to body underneath. Offensive rebound pulled down by Perry. Ran off of a Pride hand last, and will stay with Babson with 4:09 to go in the first quarter. And 11-10 the score. Great crowd on hand here at Stockey Gymnasium. Springfield has traveled well. This is the game that will decide the 1 seed going into the NEWMAC tournament, the all-important quarterfinal bye. Shea Galetta kept it in, but the scoop goes right into the arms of Taylor Hall. Here's Jakes. Pull up, just a bit too long, but Zindelet there with a second chance opportunity. Springfield resets. That win against MIT on Saturday, 9 lead changes. The game was tied 8 times. And Springfield was able to pull away in the end thanks to a strong fourth quarter effort. The ball last off of Jade Perry. Another substitution, Rachel Vinton in for the first time. She'll run the point in place of Alex Gosselin. And before the inbounds, Jackie Josephic will come back in. She'll replace Emily Bonifasic. Inbound into the corner. 15 on the shot clock. Jake's trying to unwind Perry. Contested shot all the way through. Way too strong, goes out of bounds. It'll go to Babson as the ball actually sneaks behind a curtain. The ref will have to chase it down. 3:20 left in the first, 11-10 Babson. Beavers shooting 40%. They have the one made three for Megan Bowman. Spread the offense around 3 players. Tamaleonis with 5. Something we're becoming accustomed to, these strong performances against Springfield. She rises to the occasion. It's a team in the Pride that have been very strong. Here she is, right corner, lets it fly, and connects for 3. That's just a different feel for her taking on Springfield. It's already 8 points in this first quarter. Skip pass. Rudolph was open, said drives baseline. Jakes is picked up by Perry. Takes her inside of the left hand, drew contact. The ball took a couple bounces on the rim, didn't fall, but it'll be 2 shots for Emily Jakes. Jakes makes the first 67% shooter on the year. Now 5 points in the first quarter. Can't hit the second. 3-point Babson lead, 2.5 to play in the first quarter. Long stretch pass. Shea Galetta delivers off the great assist from Tamaleonis. Around the perimeter, Lauren Rudolph. Bounce pass over Zindelet. Zindelet has gone in double figures 4 times this year. Has 1 start on the season. Scooping layup. Wouldn't fall, and Josephic was there to pull down the board. Bowman speeds it the other way in the final 2 minutes of the first quarter. Bowman drops it underneath. What a feed. And Galetta is able to finish. Timeout Springfield. 18-11 Babson, who have gone on a scoring run as of late. They forced the Pride into their first call timeout with 1:54 to go in this first quarter. It'll be a 30-second timeout for the Pride. Babson shooting 54%. Springfield only 36. It's now an 8-1 scoring run for Babson that has seen them pull out to their largest lead of the game. And it's been done by Catherine Tamaleonis. 8 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. The senior from Foxborough, averaging 17 points per game in her career against this Springfield team. Again, these 2 teams have already matched up. What was technically a non-conference meeting. Game was at Springfield, a 66-52 Babson win. Make that 64-52 back on January 11th. Step back 3, well too strong. And that's not the shot that Springfield needs to try and get back into this game. Quickly back in, Taylor Hall. Take the spot of Lauren Rudolph, and also Emily Bonifasic will get Jade Perry off. .100 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. It's the penultimate game for both of these teams in the regular season. Babson finishes things off on Saturday against Coast Guard. And Springfield at home against Wellesley. Wellesley in 3rd place in the conference right now at 6-2. Shea Galetta thinking about a 3, and the ball gets wedged on the rim. Don't see that much. We'll see who will get it down. Well, they will employ the aid of another basketball to pop it out of place. Ended up in the net, but will not be good for a 3 for Shea Galetta. Josephic on the inbound. Lobs over to Galetta, was swatted right back to Josephic, who then in turn gave it away to Vinton. She had the option to go up for the layup, tried to be fancy with it. Springfield takes it the other way. The final 1:05 of quarter number 1. all the way through. It was Zindelet. She was swatted, but a foul called before. Katie Jones called for the foul. It'll be a shooting foul. Tamaleonis will check out for the first time. Bowman replace her. Zindelet to shoot 2. Zindelet on the season, 69% free throw shooter. These are two teams that get by on defense. We're going to have a violation on Springfield. We'll turn it over to Babson. 18-12 Beavers lead early. But Springfield only allowing 53 points per game. Babson 58.1. But the Beavers have turned it on in conference play, obviously with the 8-0 record, but averaging 78.1 points in conference play. And the way they play defense, it's no mistake why they're 8-0. Bona Fosic went clamoring in for the rebound. Last off her. The Springfield ball in the midst of an 8-2 Babson scoring run. .40 seconds left in quarter number 1. It was Springfield that came out of the gates hot, establishing an 8-3 lead early. But Babson has taken control since. Baseline jumper. Rimmed around twice. Shot clock is off as Katie Jones pushes transition. Back to Josephic. Stop and pop 3. And she drains it on the catch and shoot. Josephic now a 9-point lead for Babson with 10 seconds to go in the first. Benton gets the handoff at top. Gives off Zindelet, trying to answer with a 3. Off the rim, and Jakes didn't realize how much time she had left as the clock will expire. 21-12, 9-point lead. Babson will take into the second quarter. Able to absorb an early punch from Springfield and then finished shooting 50% all over the place from the field, from behind the arc, and at the charity stripe. Springfield only shoots 29% in quarter number 1 and 0 for 7 from three-point land. 1 quarter in the books from Stocky Gymnasium in the battle for first place. It's Babson 21, Springfield 12. Second quarter about to get underway from Stocky Gymnasium. The winner of this one will have a first-round bye in the upcoming NEWMAC tournament. It'll get underway on February 26th. Only 7 of the 11 teams in the conference make it. Right now it's Emerson holding down that 7th spot. The loser of this game will most likely face Coast Guard or Emerson. It's a 3 to get us going in this second quarter. It's Sam Horahan. Didn't hear from her at all in quarter number 1. The 3-time NEWMAC Defensive Player of the Week. She was also on the New England Women's Basketball Association honor roll this week and is averaging over 18 points per game over her last 4 to go along with 8 double-doubles. Megan Bowman gets it right back. Contested shot from the right block. So between Bowman and Horahan, we have 2 of the most star-studded freshmen in the NEWMAC Conference on display here tonight. So Springfield team have returned 3 of their 5 starters, and 10 players from last year by adding a piece like Horahan has been instrumental. 8-point lead for Babson. Pass to the top was stripped away by Katie Jones. Have to rethink her first attempt up the court. Across the timeline, Josephic. Now left side, Nicole Hiller. Hiller was held scoreless in quarter number 1. Bonifasic, extra pass, kick out to Bowman, left wing 3. She makes it look easy, the freshman Megan Bowman. Now with 8 points of her own to match her the other guard, Catherine Tamilionis. Almost a steal. 11-point lead for Babson, their largest. Jakes off the shot fake. It was a bit too strong. Last touch by Taylor Hall. Rachel Vinton back in to take the place of Grace Zindelet. Jackie Josephic looks a bit shaken up underneath the basket to our right. A lot of 3-2 zone being shown by Springfield. Having some tough times matching up with dribble penetration. Bonifasic was given space, thought about the shot, airballed it cleanly out of bounds. I'll have to look around the conference. These are the 2 perfect teams at 8-0. And third place, you have Wellesley 6-2, Smith and MIT 5-3. Coast Guard and Emerson both 4-5 in WPI, and the outside look again at 3-5. Trying to hope they can use that game in hand to get on top of either Emerson or Coast Guard. Wheaton and Clark both 1-7, and Mount Holyoke 0-8. Foul is on Megan Bowman, and Taylor Hall will head to the line to shoot 2. Tamilionis back in to replace Katie Jones. Hall is well off on the first, 76% free throw shooter on the year. Comes up empty on this trip, and Josephic wants to push transition the other way. Tamilionis, right wing. Right through the middle, finds Bonifasic. Good passing, and now Bowman will elect to slow things down. Call out the play with 15 on the shot clock. Jackie Josephic only averaging 4 points per game over her last 4. Bowman give off Bonifasic. Was sandwiched between Hall and Horahan. It was Hall who swatted it away. And Josephic will step out. First time we see Samantha Smith tonight. Smith, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists against Mount Holyoke. But the story in that game was career nights for Christina Bonfiglio and Caroline Clark as the shot clock did not reset off the air ball. Babson didn't know it. Still the Beavers hold an 11-point lead. Vinton all the way through, comes up short. Was there for her own rebound, but it was Horahan who pulled it down. Horahan 13 games in double figures, making the most of them with 8 double-doubles. Horahan drew contact. It was straight up. It goes out of bounds off of Babson. And it'll stay with Springfield. 6 left to shoot. Nicole Hiller checks out. Shea Galetta back in. Shea Galetta had 4 quick points off the bench on 2 of 4 shooting, getting a lot of action underneath. Gosselin stop and pop. High rebound, pulled down Smith, and here's Tamilionis off to the races. Tamilionis slows things down for a moment. Bounce it to Bonifasic. And a rough angle. She was going up against Horahan. Was able to get her to draw contact. Will head to the line for 2. Bonifasic makes the first. Now 4 points, 2 of which have come from the charity stripe. Comes up strong on that one, and Babson called for a foul as they were reaching in for that rebound. It's Samantha Smith who will be the guilty party. 6:10 to go in the first half. 12-point lead for Babson, their largest of the evening. Winner of this will get a bye straight to the semifinals of the NEWMAC tournament. The loser will take on the 7 seed, yet to be determined. Horahan was swatted by Smith. Freshman v. freshman. And it was 21 in white that comes up large. Passing around the perimeter. Bowman drives in, finds Bonifasic. Now Bowman given some space, just a bit too short. Rebound tapped around into the hands of Shea Galetta. Smith imposes her will underneath. Played off the body of Horahan and scoops it up for 2. Well, Smith got off to a hot start in NEWMAC play with 12 points in the opener against MIT. And had 11 against Wheaton back on February 12th, last Wednesday. On the top, Gosselin well off on the 3. Smith there for the rebound, now fight for it. Possession arrow is pointed Babson's way. But the lead now stretched to 14 with under 5 to play in the first half. Emily Jakes back in. Late substitution for Babson is Josephic for Bonifasic. And another late substitution, it's Jade Perry. And now it looks like Judy Blindstrup will finally be content with the 5 out there of Bowman, Tamilionis, Perry, Josephic, and Galetta. Good reason to be content after what has been a strong first half. A 14-point lead against a very strong Springfield team. You could see the idea from Tamilionis on just tap it underneath to Galetta. Those two not on the same page. Tamilionis, all 8 of her points coming in the first quarter. This is the matchup that she thrives in. Stephanie Lyons. Now Gosselin, 4 double-doubles on the season, one of which was done with assists. The unconventional way to do it, usually it's points and rebounds, but she had 20 points and 10 assists as a big bucket made by Sam Horahan. And a timeout taken by Babson as the lead is trimmed to 11 with 4:11 to go in the first half. Be a 30-second timeout taken by Judy Blindstrup. Well, these are 2 of the longest tenured, most successful, well-respected coaches at the Division III level. Judy Blindstrup picked up career win 660 against Mount Holyoke. In her 36th season at the helm of this program, and Naomi Graves. 451 wins at Springfield in her 29th season, but 519 overall with 35 years of head coaching experience. Spent 6 years at MIT. But Blindstrup, that 660th win, ties Southern Maine coach Gary Fifield for 14th all-time in Division III history. Blindstrup has been to 10 NCAA tournaments, including back-to-back appearances in 2010-11. 6-time Coach of the Year and inducted into the Babson Hall of Fame in 2011. Megan Bowman off the timeout was stripped as Horahan's starting to grow into this game a little bit. Horahan now leads all Pride in scoring with 2 big threes. And Naomi Graves, a 6-time conference champion, a 3-time NEWMAC Coach of the Year, has been to 6 NCAA tournaments. It's now 3 guards out there for Babson as Katie Jones takes the place of Shea Galetta. Nothing materializing. Be flung out to Jones. Tamilionis with 7 to shoot. It's got to be quick. Tamilionis dribble drive, lost the handle, And here comes Gosselin the other way. Pass up ahead for Lions. The wild layup had a bit too much on it, but Gosselin works hard to pull down the offensive board. Again, these are two of the top rebounding teams in the conference, and Babson 15-1 this year when out rebounding their opponents. Horahan couldn't get the runner to fall. Into the corner, extra pass, Bowman from the top. Finds Tamilionis underneath, and Horahan becoming the focal point as of late for Springfield. Horahan has 3 games this year, which she's recorded 5+ blocks. Has 3 games with 13 rebounds in her freshman season, career high of 24, which she scored against Smith. Tamilionis given the space, step back 3. Rimmed around, and who else but Horahan there for the rebound. Ahead for Lions, picks up her dribble. Gosselin given the space on the jumper. Jade Perry had good positioning underneath to get the one-and-done rebound. Josephic, no one picks her up, but she can't connect from deep. Jones works hard for the rebound. Katie Jones missed 4 games from January 25th to February 5th. Now Perry tries her luck. This time it's true. Giving up opportunities, and eventually one's going to fall. And it's Jade Perry, the freshman, who gets her night underway. 14-point lead restored for Babson. 2:10 to go in the first half from Stocky Gymnasium in the battle for first place. Gosselin drives in. Great job by Jones, step-for-step defense, and didn't impede her for a foul. Bowman, stop and start. Can't hit the shot, but Josephic comes in for the rebound. Bowman behind the back pass. Josephic once again can't hit it. Josephic now 1 for 6 shooting. .90 seconds left in the first half. After the 8-3 start for Springfield, it's been a 29-10 scoring run in favor of Babson. Turnaround jumper went halfway down and out for Horahan. The corner, Katie Jones left open for 3. Front iron. She overran her own rebound. It's back in the grips of Springfield with 1:05 to go in quarter number 2. Jakes could have been a travel, and Horahan cleans up the loose change. That's now 8 points to tie Tamilionis, but Bowman leads all scorers with 10. Josephic curls it out. Bowman faked the pass, now gives it off. Everyone touches it for Babson, and Perry can't hit the baseline jumper. 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And Jakes will draw a blocking foul, head to the line. Double substitution for Babson. Pair of starters back in, and Bonifasic and Hiller will take the place of Perry and Josephic. Jakes hits the first, 67% on the year, now 2 for 3 on the day. Perfect trip. That now puts her over 800 points for her career, came in at 797. She had started the first 15 games of the year, only 3 of the last 5 now. Shot clock is off. Extra pass, Bowman. Set of pulling the trigger. Will slow things down to the final second set. Gives it away to Rachel Vinton and will impede her progress. It's the 4th team foul. Will stay on the floor with 3.5 remaining. But a little bit of a good feeling for Springfield. Trying to take a little bit of momentum into the break. It was at points a 14-point lead for Babson. It's been trimmed down to 10 with a chance to be fewer in the final 3.5 seconds. It's got to be quick. Gosselin just got it off and can't connect. Went about as close as you could, but that'll do it for half number one from Stocky Gymnasium. A lot of good signs for Babson in that first half, and they'll take a 10-point lead into the break, 32-22. Things slowed down a bit in that second quarter. 21 first quarter points from Babson and 11 in the second. Well, Megan Bowman and Catherine Tamilionis both with 8 points. Sam Horahan leads All Pride with 8 of her own to go along with 8 rebounds. Already on double-double watch for the star-studded freshman. That first half, Babson shot 44%, 5 for 10 from behind the arc. Springfield 25% from the field and 20% from three-point range. Well, with those numbers, the fact they're still very well in this game is a great sign. They got a little bit of momentum before the end of that first half. Rebounds 21-19 in favor of Babson, but 6 offensive rebounds for Springfield. We'll head to the break here from Stocky Gymnasium, the battle for first place, which Babson leads by 10 at the break.
Dear basketball, what a journey it's been. From the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, I couldn't thank you enough for grooming me into the woman I am today. You taught me so much about discipline, friendship, resilience, and love for the game. Being comfortable with the uncomfortable forced me to embrace challenges. As I stepped onto campus, a new player, teammate, and student, I found myself having to mesh with older teammates, all while creating my own identity and personality in a pre-existing culture. From messing up the plays to finishing in the middle of the pack for sprints, I learned winning doesn't come easy. But when you do win, it's sweet. As fun as it is to win, it's just as important to respond to losses. Losing in this game has taught me to never settle or be comfortable. It instilled the best values and a persistent work ethic that I've been able to carry with me off the court. I don't see any of this being possible without my teammates. Bonds created through challenges have turned our relationships into a sisterhood. A sisterhood embodied by relationships and experiences from past and present showed me that support and dedication to a program lasts for a lifetime. Tradition never graduates. And for that, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for introducing me to a championship culture where we value curly over anything else, emphasizing the importance of togetherness, we, and team. From a Sleepy Hollow Horseman, now Babson Beaver, thank you, basketball.
Start of the second half here from Stocky Gymnasium, the battle for first place in the NEWMAC between the undefeated Babson Beavers and the 8-0 Springfield Pride. Tyler Davey with you. 10-point Babson lead as we get underway for the final 20 minutes, which should be very spirited. Springfield went on a little small scoring run at the end just to trim into the Babson lead, which was as high as 14 multiple times in that half. It's great defense shown by Tamilionis, last off of Alex Gosselin, and a quick turnover to get us going. Well, in the initial NCAA regional rankings, Springfield was in 6th, Babson 12th. The two teams have gone in opposite directions since. Springfield dropped to 7th, Babson up 3 spots to 9th. The rankings that were just released. Tamilionis, 8 first half points, all in the first quarter. And Megan Bowman, who has 10 of her own. Bowman on the right wing jumper came up short. It's pushed 3-on-2 the other way. Lions, nice feed to Taylor Hall. Took a little while to assess her options, but drew contact underneath on Jackie Josephic, and she'll head to the line for 2. Hall had one previous trip to the line, went 0 for 2. And makes this one. The deficit now at single digits. And a perfect trip, an 8-point game for the first time since midway through the second quarter. And it was Sam Horahan who made a couple of big threes in that quarter to keep Springfield close. Springfield had one of their worst shooting halves of the year. Shooting at 27%, just 2 of 10 from behind the arc, but 2 of 3 in that second quarter. Tamilionis, the runner, somehow was able to bank it home. A great finish, and now Tamilionis into double figures. 13th time in double figures this year for the senior from Foxborough. Alex Gosselin waits for things to open up. Horahan thought about the left wing three, instead drives in. Pass too hot to handle for Hall. He's able to reassess. Threaded a nice one through to Gosselin who couldn't finish. Tamilionis on the gallop forward. Gives off Josephic underneath Bonifasic. Bonifasic only with 4 points in that first half. She traveled with this one on the right block. 4 points, very quiet for Bonifasic. Scored in double figures in the last 8. And is the reigning offensive player of the week. Averaged just under 17 points per game last week. These are two teams that have hogged up the conference accolades all season. The impressive thing for Springfield, a team that only allows 53 points per game as Lions gets the finish there, is that they have a lot of players that have been nominated on both sides of the ball as offensive players of the week and defensive players of the week. You have that with Sam Horahan, Alex Gosselin, and Emily Jakes. Just shows their commitment to a two-way game. When you have players like that are strong up and down the court, I mean, it's no surprise you're 8-0 in conference play. Same can be said about Babson. Emily Bonifasic this year has got offensive and defensive honors. Josephic a long 2 from the corner. Trying to get her offense rolling again now with 5 points, only averaging 4 points per game over the last 4. Gosselin gives off to Jakes. Jakes, a lot of shooting in that first half, went 2 of 8, make it 2 of 9. Rebound fought for, last off of Taylor Hall. Bowman across the scorers table. Now Nicole Hiller. Hiller held scoreless in the first half. All the way through. Tamilionis a bit too strong on the runner. And it's pushed the other way. Stephanie Lyons right into the paint. Fakes the pass. Opened up some space. And the Springfield crowd that has traveled very well to Stockey Gymnasium reacts to it now, becoming an 8-point game again with 6.5 left in the third. Bowman, couple of head fakes all the way through, trying to get the bucket right back. Rebound was contested for and brought down by Sam Horahan. Her 9th board of the game. Pass over. Hall couldn't finish. And it was tapped away by Josephic. Babson going to make a couple of changes at the next whistle. Clever dribbling. Tamilionis opens up. Hiller for 3. Well, that's what Nicole Hiller needed. Gets her on the score sheet. She's been quiet. No points and no rebounds up to that, but a big 3 to make it an 11-point game. And restore a double-digit advantage for Babson. Horahan couldn't finish on the scooped layup. Now rebound fought for, and looks like Horahan is going to be the guilty party as she went jumping in after the miss by Hall. Changes for both teams. Shea Galetta and Katie Jones back in for Babson. And Grace Zindelet. It's the second personal on Horahan and the first team foul of this third quarter. Well, foul trouble hasn't really been an issue for either of these teams. It was an issue for Springfield in that first matchup on the road back on January 11th. A 12-point win for Babson. 2 shots coming up for Tamaleonis, who was impeded on the baseline drive. Well, just like I say, foul trouble hasn't really been an issue. There's Lyons' 3rd personal. She picked up 2 quick ones in the first. And Tamaleonis is able to hit the first one. It's now 11 points to lead all scores. Late substitution be Jade Perry. And for Emily Bonifasic, Tamaleonis now with 12 points in the lead to 13. The largest of the game has been 14 multiple times by Babson. And Springfield on Saturday was able to erase a 10-point 4th quarter deficit. So don't think they're going anywhere. And the talent they have is Lyons. Step back 3, a bit too strong. And Horahan reaches over the back of Josephic and will be called for that. Well, that's now 3 personals for Horahan. And that's a positive sign for Babson. So they can limit the minutes of Sam Horahan down the stretch of this game. Have a much better success rate. Springfield has switched to a man defense. Shea Galetta looking underneath, will take it herself, denied by Jakes. But Katie Jones is there to pick up the loose change. No change in the shot clock, 5 left on it. Tamaleonis, step back 3, and she drains it. With 2 left on the shot clock. Man, does Tamaleonis love taking on the Springfield Pride. That's now 15 points. Timeout Springfield. And the lead is to 16, the largest of the game for Babson, with 4:26 to go in the 3rd quarter. After the full timeout, Springfield trails by 16, 4:26 to go in the 3rd. Babson outscoring the Pride 12-6 here in the 2nd half. Ball was able to be advanced off the timeout. And Rachel Vinton back into the game. Stephanie Lyons hands off to Jakes. No Horahan out there with her 3 personal fouls. Zindel at corner 3, big shot. Much needed shot for Springfield. 13-point game. Zindel enjoyed a lot of success in that last game against Babson. 10 points and 6 assists on January 11th. Katie Jones drives all the way through, denied. Going up against Taylor Hall. And Bonifasic will check back in to replace Josephic. 3:48 to go in the 3rd. 44-31 Babson. They took the lead back in the 1st quarter, have not looked back. Perry, the corner 3, well off. Tamaleonis got the offensive rebound. The turnaround layup wouldn't fall. She gets another rebound. Stat padding. Galetta knocks down a defender, is Wild on the 3, jump ball, possession arrow. They'll stay with Babson. Megan Bowman back in to replace Tamaleonis. After those 2 rebounds, now with 15 points and 5 boards on 5 of 10 shooting. 9 on the shot clock. Bowman back in. And a foul will be called on Springfield, their 4th team foul with 3:29 left in the third. One more. Babson will head to the line to shoot 2 on anything but offensive fouls. First foul on Grace Zindelet. It allows Babson to reset the shot clock. Bowman, the hook pass. Bonifasic, another travel in the paint. Well, that's a part of the game that is so spectacular. Megan Bowman being able to pass at any angle of her arm. She can look off defenders, and her vision is incredible, and a big reason why she's leading all rookies in assists. Rachel Vinton able to work through traffic. Couldn't hit the layup, and Jade Perry pushes it the other way. Katie Jones left alone and hits the bucket, but an offensive foul is called. It was Shea Galetta throwing her body around in front is the ruling. Looks like she was just trying to establish position. It was incidental contact. Not what the ref thought, and it waves off the basket and keeps this at a 13-point lead for the Beavers. Free throw line, Hall. Spins on Bonifasic. Well, never had her bearings down on that shot. Bonifasic able to scrape it loose. And a foul called on Jakes to thwart the momentum of Bowman going forward. It'll be the 5th team foul for Springfield, and some free throws coming up for Babson.
Springfield foul charge number 24, Jakes. Her 2nd team Smith. Maybe foul at the line, shooting 2.
Bowman short on the first. Springfield getting ready to make a hockey line change. And Bowman hits the second, which will allow the Pride to get Horahan, Gosselin, and Rudolph all back in. So Horahan out there with 3 personal fouls. And Catherine Tamlionis, who Babson throws out to match the last change. Rudolph spreads it around. Jakes now 2 of 9 shooting underneath. Horahan not able to finish in the back door. Horahan now 3 of 11 from the floor. 14-point lead for Babson. Head to the final stage of the quarter number 3. Bowman couldn't get it down. Gosselin the other way. It's poked away by Jones. Back into possession of Springfield. Vinton underneath and one. She drew the ire of Nicole Hiller and had a calm, composed finish and a chance for 3 points the hard way. Babson will take a timeout to ice the shooter. 32nd timeout for the Beavers. 12-point lead, 1:55 to go in the third quarter. Again, this is a Springfield team that went into the fourth quarter last game against MIT trailing by 9. And even trailed by 10 with 8:43 to go in the game for outscoring Springfield, or outscoring MIT 28-13. So a chance for Vinton on the and one opportunity. And she's got it. Her first 3 points of the night. It's now an 11-point lead for Babson. Tamlionis guns it over to Bowman. Bonifasic, Tamlionis leads all scorers with 15. No Springfield players in double digits. Tamlionis couldn't get the angles on this one. She scrambles for the rebound, and a quick jump ball is called. Possession to Springfield with 91 seconds left in the third. Vinton takes her time now over to Gosselin. Gosselin all the way through, scoops it up and in. And the deficit back to single digits. Still plenty of time left in this game. A nervy stretch. Gosselin will be called for the personal, the 5-foot point guard. Over 1,000 points for her career. It's the team max for Springfield. Katie Jones will shoot 2. Jones teardrop on the first. And back rims the second, 1 for 2 on the trip. Puts the lead back to double figures. Final minute of the third quarter. Vinton all the way through, starting to grow into the game. That's now 5 straight for Vinton. An 8-point lead for Babson. Chance for a 2-for-1 if they go quick. Taking a little bit of time. Bowman by herself all the way through. 1-on-3. Couldn't get to fall. Jones, right place, right time. No foul coming from this one. And Springfield has it. 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock. And Jakes all the way through will be shooting 2. Positive stretch here for Springfield as Josephic back in to replace Jones. Jakes 3 for 4 at the line today. Make it 4 for 5 and make it a 7-point deficit. Can't find it on the second. Shot clock is off. Tamlionis, long stretch pass for Hiller. Now Josephic. Judy Blinstrom wants them to hold for 1 shot. Be comfortable with the lead at least at 7. Bowman faked the handoff, had it stripped away. Here comes Springfield in the final second. Desperation attempt. Couldn't get it right on the runner, but Springfield making things a bit interesting. So we head to the fourth quarter. They actually outscored Babson 16-15. In quarter number 3, nervy moments from Stockey Gymnasium as we have an incredibly important 10 minutes on the way, a fourth quarter, to decide the number 1 seed in the upcoming New MAC Championship. Don't go anywhere. Your score, Babson 46, Springfield 39. Well, it was Springfield, the team that broke their sideline huddle very quickly. On to get right back out there with all the momentum right now. Lead was as large as 16 in the third quarter, but they have been able to chip away and chip away. It's now a 7-point game from Stockey Gymnasium. Springfield trailed by 10 in the fourth quarter of the last game before pulling away from MIT for a 67-61 win. Already a quick turnover. Gosselin stops in transition. Can't hit the floater. whacked around and out off of Springfield. Shea Galetta and Stephanie Lyons back in. Tamilionis leading all scorers. It's been a balanced offense for Springfield. No players in double figures. Josephic on the turn, inside and out. Composed finish from the senior. Now 7 points for Josephic. The lead now 9. Gosselin trying to get it right back, and she does. Left wing three is true. 6-point game and 7 points for the senior. Gosselin approaching 1,200 for her career. Bonifasic has space. It was awkward as she let it go from the right elbow. Springfield back with it. The closest they've been in a while. 8.5 left to play and a nervous energy in Stocky Gymnasium. Vinton over to Gosselin. Now Horahan, eyes at the bucket. Body up, draws 2 defenders. She's trapped in the corner. Gets it away. Now foul is going to be called on Babson and Jackie Josephic, who absolutely cannot believe it. And it's going to be Stephanie Lyons shooting 2, trying to make this as close as a 4-point game. Oh for 2 at the line, gets her own rebound though. And a fresh 20-second shot clock. Jakes let it go from the left wing. Round around, and Galetta will push it the other way. Tamilionis threads it underneath. Bonifasic only 4 points, and he'll stay right there. Bonifasic, now 1 of 5 shooting, has really not been able to grow into her game. Is at risk of snapping her 8-game streak of scoring in double figures. Well, it seems like when Springfield has needed a big 3, they've gotten it throughout this entire game. Horahan on the step back. Couldn't hit it, and Bonifasic, even with all the frustration, just pulled down rebound number 4. Josephic with Jakes right in her face. Gives out to Jones, 15 on the shot clock. Risky pass. It's brought down Tamilionis. Off the screen, drives in. Jones in the corner. Contact was drawn up against Alex Gosselin. That'll be the second personal on Gosselin and team second. And a 30-second timeout will be taken by Naomi Graves. Graves, 451 wins while at Springfield, 519 for her career. 29th year, the helm of this program, spent 6 years at MIT. Judy Blindstrup, 660 wins, all here at Babson throughout her 36-year career. Some of the most well-known, well-respected, and most successful coaches that this D3 level has to offer. .654 remaining, 6-point game, 48-42. Babson leading Springfield in a battle for the number 1 seed in the upcoming NEWMAC tournament. The all-important 1 seed that gets a bye straight to the semifinals and awaits the winner of the 2-5 matchup. Make that the 4-5 matchup. Jones hits the first. Points at a premium down the stretch here. And that's what Babson needed. 2 made free throws from Jones. Can't have many empty possessions down the stretch here against Springfield, who can turn the lights on at any time. 8-point lead for the Beavers. Jakes sandwiched between 2. Contested shot, rattles around. Last off Babson. A fresh shot clock at 20. But Springfield has still not been a great shooting night. Only 30%, 28 from behind the arc. Babson hasn't been much better. 36%, but the difference has been from three-point land. Babson 7 of 14, shooting 50%. All the way through on the dribble drive, no contact. The refs wave play on off the miss from Gosselin. Tamilionis, Josephic. Jones taking methodically, 10 on the shot clock. Tamilionis in the corner, trying to work to daylight. She was hit by a couple, and Jones, as she tried to save it, played it off her own foot. 10th turnover of the game for Babson. It's been a very clean game for Springfield, only 4 turnovers. But the issue has been the shooting. Jakes 2 for 11, Horahan 3 for 12, and Gosselin 3 for 12. Horahan with 12 rebounds, however, 2 points shy of her 9th double-double of her freshman season. Gosselin tees one up, back iron, and Horahan just got called for personal foul number 4. The last thing Springfield needs with 5:26 remaining. And Horahan replaced by Taylor Hall. Hall has now started the last 17 games, double figures in 4 of them. And 11 rebounds in the games against NCLA and Roger Williams. This is game number 102 for her. She picked up 4 points early in this one, but has been quiet since. Tamilionis trying to shed Vinton. Josephic can't connect. Right into the hands of Gosselin. One and done for Babson as we're under 5 to play from Stocky Gymnasium. And Gosselin, Tamilionis had her step for step and then impeded her at the last second. Be the second personal on Tamilionis and the second team foul. Lauren Rudolph checks back in to replace Rachel Vinton, and timeout taken by Judy Blindstrom. Full timeout, 4:54 to go. It's Babson 50, Springfield 42. Exciting finish on the way. Battle for first place from Stocky Gymnasium. Two free throws upcoming for Alex Gosselin after the timeout. These are 2 big ones in this 8-point game. Still plenty of time left in it. Gosselin can't hit the first, squandering an opportunity. She hits the second. Springfield only at 55% from the charity stripe tonight. They've not been able to make up ground. It was a quick start for the Pride. Babson took the lead, has not looked back. Things getting a bit tighter here as Jade Perry, left elbow. Lost the handle, was able to pick it up, played a pass off of Taylor Hall, and they give it up to Springfield. Gosselin, the 16th player in Springfield history to eclipse 1,000 points for her career. Catch and shoot three, left wing, bit too strong, offensive rebound. Gosselin the quick trigger. Hall in the third opportunity, something Babson cannot afford. 2 offensive rebounds for Springfield. And they're able to poke it home to make it a 5-point game as we're under 4 minutes to play. Josephic for 3, well off the mark. A rebound to Lauren Rudolph. Long pass in transition. Gosselin calls out the play with 20 to shoot. Bounced over. Rudolph. Free throw line picks up her dribble. Underneath, and there was 3 Beavers in the way to swat it away. Nicole Hiller back into the game. It's been a quiet night for her, only 3 points and 1 rebound. Has only attempted 1 shot, and it was a made 3. 9 on the shot clock. Springfield taking plenty of time to inbound it. Just got it off in time. Gosselin working on Tamalionis. Step back jumper baseline. An important defensive rebound for Babson and Jackie Josephic, her 9th. Hiller in transition, catch and shoot 3 a bit short. Teams trade empty possessions. Lions picked up her dribble. And after the frantic play, Springfield will take a quick little breather. Under 3 minutes left from Stocky Gymnasium. Sam Horahan getting ready to check back in at the next whistle with her 4 personals. Jakes the runner. Is never at the right angle to let that one go. It's been a rough shooting night for Jakes. Now 2 for 12. Here's Bowman, 3-on-1. Bowman give off at the last second. Tamalionis. The timing from Bowman knowing exactly when to give that up. And Tamalionis now with 17 to lead all scorers. And a timeout Springfield. 7-point game, 2:24 to go. Well, for 2 of the best rebounding teams in the conference, they're going to need to step up. This rebound is going to be all important in this final 2.5 minutes. Right now it's Babson 37-35. Babson, the goal is to limit second chance opportunities. .30-second timeout has concluded. 7-point game, 2:24 left. And all the starting 5 out there for Babson. And everyone but Taylor Hall for Springfield. Gosselin runs the point, goes all the way through, tried to get the contact, rebound at the back door, was missed by Rudolph. Instead, she gets some contact, it'll be on the floor. 3rd team foul on Babson. And it's Jackie Josephic's 4th personal. Inbound feed, 18 seconds to shoot. Right wing 3, off the back iron. 1 and done as Nicole Hiller pulls down a big rebound. 2 minutes left, Tamalionis all the way through. Some blatant contact, and now some big free throws coming up for the senior who has been at her best today, as she usually is against Springfield. Averages 17 points per game for her career against the Pride. That's where she is right now. Now make it 18. She scored 19 in the non-conference win for Babson over Springfield on the road on January 11th. Well, Babson averaging 78.1 points per game in conference play. That's a bit inflated after the Mount Holyoke game, but they knew they were going to have to grind this one out against a very structured and sturdy defensive team. Jakes open for three, and she connects. A big make for Springfield. Again, whenever the Pride have needed the big tray, they have gotten it tonight. There's been times of this game where it seems like it might have gotten away from them when Babson was running away with 14-point leads. Bowman somehow gets it to fall as she was fading away on the left side. 8-point lead, 80 seconds left. Jakes now with 11 points, the first Pride player, and double figures, another tray. This one, it's Alex Gosselin, put her in double figures, both with 11, and it's a 5-point game, so we're under a minute to play. Tamaleonis will be content to hold and dribble out this shot clock. Instead, wants to drive through, almost gave it away, now she does. Gosselin on the run, over to Jakes. Too strong on the layup, and Josephic pulls down a big board as she was fouled. Fourth team foul against Springfield. The Pride faithful contesting how there was not a call on that original layup. Shea Galetta back in to replace Nicole Hiller. Full court press. 40.5 seconds left. It's Rachel Vinton back in. Now will be the point of the game. You see a lot of offensive, defensive substitutions. That's Josephic, Bowman, Hiller, Tamaleonis, and Bonifasic out there. Josephic threads it in for Bowman. Was double teamed. Almost gave it away, but it was last touched by Springfield. About the point where Springfield needs to go for a steal. Have to foul. Once Babson gets it across half court, Tamaleonis just gets it through, 2-on-1. Tamaleonis, the Euro step, can't hit the layup. Shot clock is off as Hiller gets denied. Goes off of Taylor Hall underneath. Instead, the shot clock was momentarily shut off because it didn't switch possession. It'll stay on, 6-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And Bowman, the leading free throw shooter in the conference, is fouled. Bowman at 94% this year. And who Babson wants at the line in a 5-point game. Now the shot clock will turn off. Keeps up her sharp shooting from the line. Now a 6-point game. Another perfect trip, what she's become accustomed to. Katie Jones is back in. And a timeout taken. Shot clock is off, 23.2 seconds left. 7-point lead for Babson. 58-51. Well, it hasn't been a great shooting night for either team by any means. It's been low scoring, hard fought. And after what was a strong first quarter from the Beavers, things have slowed down. At 21 in the first, 11 in the second, 14 in the third. Now 12 here in the fourth. I'm going to have to see this out, take good care of the basketball, and make free throws. But Springfield again has gotten the 3-point baskets to fall to keep themselves close. Babson shooting 44% from behind the arc compared to 32% for Springfield. It's the 43rd all-time meeting, a series that Babson has historically controlled. Kicked off Katie Jones. Babson has won 30 of the previous 42 and 7 of the last 8. It's a series that dates back to 1993. And since then, it's been Naomi Graves and Judy Blindstrup. The refs discussing how much time should be on the clock. They put 22.9. Here, a pin drop here for a second at Stockey Gymnasium. Inbound into Taylor Hall. Can't afford to take their time here, and that's what they're doing. Jakes, they got to get a shot away. Babson playing great defense. Horahan all the way through, scoops the layup in. It's a 5-point game again with now 10.6 seconds left. But for Springfield, they just wasted 12 seconds to get 2 points. It's better than an empty possession, but took a little bit too long to materialize. Tamilionis hits the first one. It's now 20 points. Make it 21, a new season high, eclipsing the mark she had against Springfield. Benton will let a 3 go. She banks it in. Now a 4-point game and a timeout taken by Tamilionis. 5.3 seconds left. And again, Springfield, when they've needed the buckets to fall, they have. But Horahan, after that runner she just hit, now her 9th double-double of her freshman season. 10 points, 12 rebounds. She is going to be a force in this conference. Already is. 3-time conference defensive player of the week with all the blocks she's racked up this year with 45. A great rebounder at 9.4 per game. She gives her the second best mark in the conference. Babson will be able to advance the ball, at least they should, off the timeout. 5.3 left. A 4-point game. Still 2 possession. Babson knows they need to do. The ball is given up to Springfield. Do not make contact in any situation. Josephic to inbound. She finds Hiller streaking through. And Hiller tapped from behind by Horahan. She needed to do it, and that is her 5th. Her night is over, but it ends with a double-double. 10 points, 12 rebounds on 4 of 13 shooting, 2 of 4 from behind the arc. Those 2 made threes are at times where Springfield desperately needed a bucket. Lauren Rudolph will take her place, and it's Nicole Hiller to shoot 2. Hiller 67% on the year. Halfway down and out on the first. Short on the second. Bonifasic kicks it out, and that will be that. That was Springfield that got off to an early jolt. Babson absorbed it from there, built a lead as high as 16. It got nervy in the end. Springfield refused to go away, but Babson, a very mature win to be able to go basket for basket down the stretch and not relinquish the lead. And first place in the new MAC regular season is theirs. They will get the first round bye as they improve to 9-0 in conference play, 17-7 overall. The 8-game win streak is over for Springfield. They'll fall to 17-7, and now 8 and the 1 blemish in conference play. So no matter what, Babson is the 1 seed. They'll have the first round bye in their next game, be Saturday, the 22nd at 3 p.m. at Coast Guard. They don't have to worry about the quarterfinal. The semifinals on February 28th. Friday night It'll be here, and they await the winner of the 4-5 matchup. Still so much to be figured out in this conference. So the only thing that just got figured out was Babson will get the bye. Springfield will finish out their season with a tough matchup against Wellesley at home. And that's a situation where both teams could finish 8-2 if Wellesley were to win. And Wellesley would have the tiebreaker, so Springfield could still fall as far as third. Look at some stats. Catherine Tamilionis, as she always does, tears up Springfield. 21 points, 5 rebounds on 6 of 13 shooting, but 7 of 8 from the charity stripe. Made some big ones down the stretch. Megan Bowman continues her solid work as a freshman. 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 helpers. Jacqueline Josephic, 7 points and 10 boards. There was 3 Pride players in double figures. Emily Jakes, 11 points. Alex Gosselin also with 11. And Sam Horahan had her 9th double-double, 10 points and 12 rebounds. Wasn't the best shooting night. Both these teams well below their averages. Babson 36% from the field. Springfield 30%. From behind the arc, Babson 44%, which is above their average. It was a high volume, but they were knocking them down from all over. Springfield 35%, 7 of 20. They salvaged it late, went 0 for 7 from behind the arc in the first quarter. And Babson made 15 crucial free throws down the stretch. Springfield only turned the ball over 4 times, but it didn't matter. Babson with their 12. Babson out rebounded Springfield 41-37. So they're now 16-1 when out rebounding their opponents this season and have won 38 of their last 40 games when winning the rebounding battle. Well, the battle for first place, it was tough. It came down to the end, but Babson able to hold off a late Springfield surge to win 60-56 to improve to 9-0 in conference play. They finish it off at Coast Guard 3 p.m. this Saturday, and will await the winner of the 4-5 matchup in the new MAC semifinal, which will be here on Friday night. Springfield will take on Wellesley 12 p.m. Saturday, and will take on, which could be a number of teams in that first round. Still a lot to be figured out as we head to the final weekend of new MAC regular season play. Your final from Stocky Gymnasium, Babson 60, Springfield 56. I'm Tyler Davey. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.